Hey guys, welcome back to the OTR Mechanics channel. My name's Shad. Today we're back working on our 1958 Oldsmobile 88. If y'all remember last week, we got the motor unstuck, little victories. And today we're going to pull the heads, pull the intake, look inside the cylinders and just see how bad it really is. So first thing, we're going to take all our accessories off, power steering pump, generator, radiator hose, all that kind of good stuff. And we'll pull our distributor, pull our intake manifold off, then get down to our heads. So enough talking, let's get at it. Well, we had 7 bolts to take out and 2 of them broke immediately. So our odds ain't starting off too good. I figured those thermostat housing bolts would give up, and sure enough, those are originals, TR. They are T-rash now though. So got the accessories off, power steering pump, generator's gone. Snatch that distributor out back there in the back. Pull that coil out. Do something with all these vacuum lines and linkages. Now I got to pull this distributor out, and before I do, I'm gonna mark number 1 and where it is on the intake manifold. When I put it all back together, I'm gonna have to time it anyways, but this will just give me a reference to go by when I do it. When you mark a distributor, there's lots of different things you can use: paint marker, soapstone. You can scratch it in there with a screwdriver. But me, I'm a fingernail polish guy. And splurge and get the gel. Stays on there better. And today's flavor is Picnic Day Pink. Don't tell my wife I borrowed this from her. But it worked really good. Make sure you get a healthy dose of it. Mark number 1. And we're going to mark our intake manifold, just so we'll have a reference when we go back. So we're going to have to time it anyways, but never hurts to have a little visual reference. And we know this is number 1. This is a number 1 spark plug wire going to number 1 cylinder. So just remember, you need to mark something on a motor. Always keep you some fingernail polish around. Well, once we got all the stuff out of the way, realize that you don't have to pull this distributor out to get this intake off. It just goes in the block. So that's good. Got all our bolts out. Got the old master mechanic here now helping us. So we should be in good company with it now. Let's pop this dude off and see what kind of surprises she has for us.
Yeah.
I bet it only weighs 2 or 3 pounds.
Yeah, no doubt. Grab the front end and I'll grab the back end. All right. Yeah. Got it.
Got it. Dun dun dun. Moment of truth. Hey, there's our nut.
Yep.
How about that? Right in the valley pan. Alright, so. Well, on initial inspection, nothing looks too out of the ordinary. None of the ports are rusted up real bad. Can't really see the valves down in there though. So, that's good. We're going to keep going, pull these heads. We got to cut our exhaust pipes loose and see if we can buzz these head bolts off and see what these cylinders look like. So this is where we ended up. Got our driver's side head off, got the valley pan out. And to be honest with you, she really don't look that bad. Cylinders don't have any ring ridge in them. They look pretty salvageable on this side. Now, in the valley, on camera, I'm sure it looks real bad, and in person, it don't look a whole heck of a lot better. But I was worried about the camshaft, and it looks pretty bad, but it's actually not rust. It's like mud. So I think the cam will probably clean up. Look at these push rods. I was very concerned about how the rest of the motor would look. Just ease that back in there for now. But it really doesn't look that bad. Now I got a lot of cleaning to do in there. I got to pull these lifters out, clean all this stuff up as good as I can. But if the passenger side cylinders look like the driver's side cylinders, I think we might be okay. Now, of course, our passenger side was the offending head or offending cylinder that had water in it, so I still don't know exactly why. It still could have a cracked block, still could have a cracked head. I'm hoping I'm going to pull it off and it's going to be a bad head gasket. That'd be best case scenario. The passenger side exhaust bolts are really fighting hard. You got a collector way down there. This thing's got a crossover tube, goes from the driver's side under to this side, and then you got a great big collector, and the bolts are like 6 inches long, 3 of them that run all the way through there. And they don't want to come out. I got 2 of them out, cut the head off one, and the flange is stuck. So I'm going to get under there tomorrow with an air hammer and see if I can motivate her a little bit. All right, guys, we're back. It's been a few days, but me and George are out here working on the old 58 Oldsmobile. Let's see. I tell you what, driver's side head came off fine. That passenger side fought us to the death. This sucker's got a crossover pipe. You can see the end of it right somewhere down. Oh, it's loose now. Anyways, crossover pipe goes from here around the bottom. You got a big old damn collector down there. It's not just a regular Y pipe. It's a big old, it's like the bottom of the manifold's about 6 inches wide, and you got the crossover pipe goes to it, and then the exhaust out to the back. Well, you got like 7-inch long bolts that run through that sucker. And I don't know how many of y'all have messed with exhaust manifold bolts, but a 7-inch manifold bolt from 1958 is not easy to get out. Matter of fact, they didn't come out. We ended up having to break them all, but hey, got it loose. Went ahead and got my head bolts out, pulled the push rods out. It is just funky, all of them, funky. So this side looks just like the other side did. Y'all saw how bad it was. Yeah. Let's see. I got all the head bolts out. There was a heater valve back in the corner. I took it loose already, and the dipstick tube on one manifold bolt. Got it off, so she is, as far as I know, loose. Now, I also do know for a fact she is heavy. Got this one off by myself, and it was not fun. So I think I'm going to grab the old engine lift and pull this one off the passenger side. Which one do you think we ought to use? We got that engine lift. Hard to tell on camera, but she's about 7 feet tall. What we got this one? That one to pick up the whole car. Well, I think we'll use this one here. Let's see. spider webs in my beard. Y'all didn't see that. Pretend like that didn't happen. That didn't either. All right. Slider all the way out for maximum reach and minimum weight, but head don't weigh much. It's just awkward to get it off the dowels and up. So we got a stud sticking up for a manifold. We'll probably use and just put a bolt on the other one. It came out when I took the manifold off. And that'll probably be our 2 points of contact. We'll snatch her out of here. I'm gonna get this rigged up. I'll be right back. There we go. There she is in all her glory. Now, what are we working with? Start over here. So, there's our offending cylinder. Got a little bit of rust on the exhaust valve, but all in all, not the worst I've ever seen by any means. But, let's look at this cylinder. Flashlight, let's see. Half a flashlight. That ain't good. Ain't good at all. That's a lot of rust. Lot of rust. So why did it do that? I don't know. Let's investigate. That number 6 piston Pretty rusty looking on top there too. Have to get the coolant out of the other ones to see anything. So this is our head gasket. Right here, silver thing. So, do we see any smoking gun between our water jackets? All these funky looking, these holes of the funky stuff, that's water jacket. Is there anything between here and here that would say, yeah, the head gasket blew? I don't know. Definitely had water penetration. It's got water all the way in the combustion side. So this is the block side here. I'm gonna pull it off and we're gonna see if there's any corrosion or anything. This one looks suspect right here. But if there's any transfer of corrosion on the back side of this between there and there, we'll know that it was leaking. That don't look real good. That don't look real good. Uh-oh, we're caught. Wife came out here. So, this is the back side of the head gasket. Now, let's clean that up a little bit and look at it a little harder. Do. Now I know it's hard for y'all to feel this from where y'all are. It's probably hard to see it too, but see, it's smooth right here. I rub my finger over it and it's just a flat. I can't feel that edge there. I can't feel the fire ring there. It's just smooth. Now this one is rough as a cob. Actually feels like there's a dimple in it right here. Don't look like much, but the way all this was stained up and the way that feels compared to the rest of them, I'd say she's leaking right there. That was our culprit. That's where our water went. That's why it got in that cylinder. That's why the motor's like it is now. But that's a good thing. So I'm going to see if I can clean this cylinder up. Don't know if I can. Whoops. But I'm going to try to clean her up some, get all this coolant out of it, and see what them cylinder walls look like. That'll tell us the rest of the story. All right, we got most of the water out of our cylinders. And I got a better flashlight. Let's take a better look. This is our offending cylinder. As you can see, hopefully, she's got a little funk in there, but it's mostly like mud. It's just the stuff that was in the coolant that evaporated out and clinged to the side of the cylinder. It's really not rust. It's literally like mud. But I don't think the cylinder's hurt. I can't see any cracks or any kind of real damage to it. There's that. It's probably too shiny, but in the very bottom of the cylinder right there, there's a little bit of rust and some, that's the worst looking spot, I should say. So I'm going to try to clean it up a little bit. see if it comes out. The rest of them look okay. I'm just going to squirt a little blaster in it. Might hit them with a little sandpaper, take the glaze off of it, and go with that. Let's see. Really? There's a quarter of a can of blaster in here. You gotta be kidding me. This might work. Got a can of gun oil, brake free. We'll see. Never tried it on a car. Hey, at least it sprays. We're doing better than we were. Drink up. Give you a double dose. Just for good measure, even though you're up top. We'll go ahead and put a little douse on this camshaft. We're still gonna have to clean it all up good. Like the cylinder, it looks really rusty, but it's really like mud. I mean, it wipes off with your finger. Uh-oh, I'm gonna run out of this too. These cylinders over here, they got a little surface rust here and there, but especially number 5, but it ain't bad. Let it marinate a little bit. All right, so. Yeah, it looks better already. See how that stuff just kind of runs off? I said it's not really like hard rust. I'm not too short to reach over in there. See if I can find something good. That works. I want to mar cylinders up with a screwdriver or something. Check her work. Yeah, see how much of that stuff just comes right off. It's good. All right, so I'm gonna hit her with another shot of brake free. Let her think about it for a minute. I'm gonna hit it with a little sandpaper. All right, so that's just a couple of minutes with a little sandpaper and oil, and she's cleaning up pretty good. Now, is she perfect? Nah. Is she good enough for the girls we date? Oh yeah. So I'll work on that one a little bit more, try to get a little nicer looking, but the rest of them look good. So I'm gonna hit the other side too. Clean this camshaft up, pull these lifters out, clean all this stuff up real good, pull the distributor, clean all that mess up. We'll go from there. But in the meantime, I gotta order some parts. I gotta work on this nightmare. That dang collector, see them bolts run all the way through that sucker? And they broke off on both ends? Yeah, that's not gonna be fun. But I'm gonna snatch the manifolds off, disassemble these heads, get the valves out, clean the valve springs up, and get them off to the shop. Like I said, I gotta order some gaskets, and we'll go from there. But in the meantime, I wasn't expecting on this one to be such a long, drawn out process with this car. I was expecting it to be a 1 or 2 videos, get it running and get it gone. Didn't work out that way. So I appreciate y'all sticking with me and watching it this long if you have. But tomorrow we have a bunch more projects coming. Don't know if they're going to be real involved or not, but we got a bunch of them. So I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but I had to rearrange the shop a little bit. Stick this thing in the corner so I could have all 3 bays open. On this side, still got to move some junk over here. Got a pressure washer project, hot water pressure washer. That's the bed and the tires for the old Kubota over there. I might make a video on that one day. It's another building engine and all that kind of good stuff. But anyways, I got to move all this junk out of the way. And tomorrow I will have all kinds of crap in here. But anyways, if y'all like this kind of stuff, appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully I can get you something a little more exciting than just a nut and bolt take apart and rebuild on a Oldsmobile motor. But hey, it's fun too. It's all fun. Some things just don't work out. Some things just don't work out the way I thought they was going to. The way my life usually goes. But hopefully we'll get you some more quicker, more interesting content. In the meantime, wash my hands. But in the meantime, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. And like I said, give me a little time to get some parts and some machine work done on these heads. And we'll be back at her soon. Thank y'all for watching.